Hey Jeff, thanks for joining me.
Hey, Steve.
Hey, it's been a little windy in your neck of the woods and in the news too, with some hurricanes hitting not just Florida, but other parts of the country. And, people are noticing those insurance rates are going up. Commercial properties rose an average of 11%, and as much as 50% in storm vulnerable places when we're looking at insurance
Oops,
costs
excuse me.
here. And premiums have been doubling in some places. So we're definitely seeing an impact from storm damage from these storms and an impact in terms of rising insurance. And you've been kind of, having a front row seat to some of this. Some of your thoughts.
Well, look, it's interesting to watch some of this. The reality of, let's just call it Milton, right? Milton was a hurricane. It caused some damage, but it wasn't the great, for some communities it was, but it wasn't the great catastrophe that everybody had planned for it to be. And ironically, a lot of the damage came before the actual hurricane itself hit. You got those outer bands that had, in the area where I live, we had big, EF1, EF2, and I think there was even a couple EF3s, tornado touchdowns, that created more damage than the hurricane itself. So, I think it's interesting to watch, but in terms for the actual conversation, look, there's a lot of insurance companies that raise insurance rates every single year. They reap those profits, and then they pay them off to their investors, and then storm comes through, and you got to rebuild an entire community, entire city, or for that matter, in some cases, entire states. And then they just say, "Oh, sorry, we're bankrupt. We don't have the money to pay for it." I mean, in a lot of ways, to me, it's nothing more than theft. You're forced to have it, and then they don't come in and do anything, or they do something. It's months. You're lucky if it's weeks, but it's more like months down the road before you ever get a response.
Yeah, here's an interesting data point for apartment buildings. Insurance costs now account for about 8% of operating expenses, and that's doubled from about five
Hmm.
years ago. But I think at 8%, you're still dealing with, if you're a competent operator, that's not killing you. I mean, you can manage it, you can deal with it. It's not, even, one of the it's still below 10% in terms of your operating expenses. But if you don't know how to manage a property, this might have pushed you over the edge. So I do think kind of the old
Well,
Warren Buffett saying that, when the tide goes out, you find out who's been swimming naked. I do think you're starting to get a sense of who some of the not so good operators were, as they deal with some rise in insurance costs.
well, I mean, look, the reality is yeah, there's 8% doesn't seem like a lot, but if you're talking about 8% on, from $1 million, you're talking about $80,000 a year. It's a lot, right? And the other side of it is, you can't just compound the sink or swim with the side of insurance. That's compounded with overall costs for utilities, and any other thing that's dramatically increasing. So you may only be 8% in some places, but we've seen upwards of 50%. I think there was just this last year on a property we have that saw, I think, it was only like a 10 or 15%, increase. And, that was actually, felt nice compared to 30 or 50% that we saw years prior. So, it sometimes you're right, like seems like, well, you can manage 8%, but the reality is 8%, when it was three is a big nut to cover.
Yeah, and I think it hasn't been fun in the commercial space, but most operators, build models robust enough to be able to handle this. So you haven't seen like really serious distress or problems. I think where I'm more concerned is more the residential side in some of these areas where people really had to stretch to be able to afford a house. And now with where insurance rates have gone for them with some of the storm damage and whatnot, I think there is, for some of these residential markets, you're seeing some folks really find that they can no longer afford the house that they could just barely afford.
Yeah, I mean, look, there's a lot that rolls into that. I mean, that's a discussion of, we've talked about Dodd-Frank and other things in different, in past videos, but the reality is, sometimes even the best of intentions, can't actually predict things that can come in the future, and you get unintended consequences as a result of some policies that that governments put in place, and Dodd Frank is one of those where they put, they thought they were putting limits on income, and the reality is, it doesn't always make sense because you can't do anything about the side of some of those costs, taxes and insurance that are going to go up because policies change within the government.
Yeah, and I think also this is an example where for some folks it really might be better to rent than own. Um, because when you're owning, you have to bear all this cost, right?
Plus maintenance,
And
plus repair,
yeah,
plus, plus.
yeah, you're running all the risk as an owner. And for some people, if you have to really, really stretch to be able to afford the house, maybe you shouldn't be buying it because there's no guarantee that the expenses you're running now are the same expenses you're going to be running in a year or two. And with insurance, it's certainly not been the case. It's been escalating. So as much as I hate to say it, for some folks where it's a real stretch to go from renting to owning, you might want to stay renting.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, look, there's some truth to that for sure. Or
Okay,
I
well,
should say, sorry, there's a lot of truth to that for sure.
yeah.
Sorry.
Yeah, hey, let us know in the comments section whether we're getting it right or getting it wrong. Thanks for the insights, Jeff. Give us a thumbs up, subscribe if you haven't, and visit our website, selectfincap.com, and register for our weekly newsletter and to get a look at exclusive commercial real estate investment opportunities. Maybe taking care of multifamily investments for some folks that need to rent instead of buy with escalating insurance costs. Anyhow, thanks a lot, Jeff.
Thanks, Steve.